Chapter 2, King Phineas and the Harpies. As you leave the palace, a woman walks up. She is tall and proud. You realize she is Athena, goddess of wisdom and protector of heroes. Jason, I've been sent to help you, Athena says. By whom, you ask? The goddess Hera herself, Athena says. She told me to find you a sturdy craft for your quest. Hera has put out a call for the world's greatest heroes to join you. Zetes and Callias have agreed. They are the sons of Boreas, god of the north wind. They have wings on their ankles and they can fly. Why would Hera help me, you ask? The old woman you helped cross the river was actually Hera in disguise, Athena says. She was testing you to see if you were worthy of her help. Athena walks you down to the city docks. There she introduces you to Argus, a shipbuilder. Nice to meet you, mate, he says. Then Argus and Athena discuss the ship that you will need for your quest. Weeks later, you have a mighty ship. It is called the Argo, named after the man who built it. As Athena promised, heroes have begun showing up to join your crew. They will be known as the Argonauts. In all, 50 heroes join you. Like Zetes and Callias, some are the descendants of gods. Ancaeus is the son of a sea god Poseidon. Other heroes are the sons of kings, such as Acastus, King Peleus' own son. Soon you are ready to set sail. You leave to great fanfare. Rumors of your quest have spread throughout Iolcus. Nearly everyone in the city is at the docks to see you off, even your old mentor, Charon. Each of the heroes who joins you take a seat at the oars. They bend their backs and then pull. The Argo lurches forward into the calm sea. As you sail away, you see Charon on the beach waving to you. Godspeed and safe journey, he calls out. After being at sea for some time, you come across an island. Ancaeus tells you that it's the home of King Phineas. Some say he is a seer, Anasia says. Perhaps he could help us guide on the quest. I hear he has been cursed by Zeus, Acastus says, for revealing the secrets of men's futures. I've heard that too, Ancaeus agrees. He has been plagued by harpies. A seer like King Phineas could warn you of the dangers you might face on your journey, but you are worried about facing the harpies. They are known to be extremely mean and dangerous. These half-women, half-bird creatures have razor-sharp talons that can rip men to shreds. So we have a choice to make. We can either help King Phineas or we can avoid the harpies. So I think we're going to help King Phineas. You set another anchor and go ashore with Zetes and Callias. The sons of Boreas can fly. Who better to help you face the harpies? As you approach Phineas's palace, you notice it is in shambles. The grounds have not been well tended. Weeds and thistles grow everywhere. Stones are crumbling from the walls, and there are several holes in the roof. No servants greet you at the front door as you walk in. The inside of the palace looks even worse than the outside. Garbage litters the floor and torn tapestries hang from the walls. The stench of filth fills the air. As you enter the throne room, the smell grows even stronger. The mess is even worse here. The walls and the floors are covered with rotten food. An old man sits on the throne. He leans forward with his head in his hands. He is so thin, his skin hangs from his bones. You would think he was dead if he did not let out a deep sigh. King Phineas, you ask? The old man looks up. Have you brought me my dinner? He asks. You and your men step fully into the room. No, sire, we haven't, you reply. No matter, the king says. Those harpies would just snatch it away. He points up at the roof and the holes you saw outside. What of the harpies, you ask? The harpies have scared away most of my servants, he said, and even worse, any time a plate of food is set in front of me, they swoop down and steal my meal before I can even get a bite. Phineas points at the heaps of rotten food on the floor. Whatever food they don't take is too foul to eat, he continues. If you rid me of the harpies, I will tell you the dangers that lie ahead on your journey. So here's our choice. Do we kill the harpies or do we chase them away? I'm going to choose chase them away. Let's go page 29. Okay. With Zetes and Callias, you plan a way to chase the harpies. With their ability to fly, you figure Zetes and Callias will be best for the task. You deliver Phineas's next meal. The king looks at the food longingly, as if he hasn't had a decent meal in years. As soon as you set the plate down, you hear the flap of wings overhead. You look up to see 2 harpies dive through the holes in the roof. They screech and hiss. You step back as one swoops down at Phineas, causing the king to duck under the table. The other snatches up his meal and her talons. Zetes, Callias, you shout, after them. With spears in hand, the brothers launch into the air. The harpies shriek as they dart through the holes in the ceiling. Zetes and Callias keep after the harpies until the goddess Iris appears before them. She asks them to stop. Iris worries that if the brothers kill the harpies, Zeus will curse Jason and the crew. The goddess promises that she won't let the harpies bother King Phineas again. That night, Phineas holds a feast in your honor. The tables are piled high with food. Your men eat, drink, and celebrate with the king. During your meal, Phineas tells of the dangers ahead. And then, Phineas warns, you will come across the Chian rocks. They rise up on both sides of a narrow strait. Whenever a ship sails through a channel, the rocks crash together and destroy it. Then how will we get through, you ask? Phineas asks one of his servants to bring you a cage with a white dove. Let this dove fly through first, Phineas explains. After the rocks crash together, they slowly drift apart. Have your men put their backs into their oars and row as fast as they can. You thank the king and set sail the next morning. Before long, you come across the Chian rocks. You do as Phineas said. You let the dove fly between the cliffs first. Just as Phineas predicted, the cliffs crash together, boom, and the bird narrowly escapes being crushed to death. As the rocks drift apart, your men row as fast as they can. The Argo ship sails through the strait just as the rocks come crashing together again. After passing through the Chian rocks, you continue on. Then one day, an Argonaut points to a large bird flying overhead. The sun glints off as if the bird is metallic. What is that? Do you know? You ask. Everyone shakes their head no. You notice more birds. They dot the sky. Then one of the birds swoops down towards your ship. As it flies overhead, you hear tink, tink, tink. 3 metallic feathers are at your feet, stuck in the deck. It attacked us, you think. Another bird begins to dive, and then another and another, and soon metal feathers are raining down on you and the Argonauts. We can either fend off the birds or we can flee. I say fend them off. Shields up, you command. The crew quickly drops their oars and grabs their shields. Metal feathers thud onto the wooden deck. They clink off the Argonaut shields. Every now and then a man screams as a feather strikes him. You aren't sure what to do. The flock of birds surrounds the Argo. Most of your men are hiding under the cover of their shields. Some have drawn their swords and are swinging at the birds, which stay just out of reach. Then you notice that as one of the men swings his sword, he accidentally hits it against his shield. Clang! The birds near him shriek and fly off. That gives you an idea. You pick up a club and bang it against your shield. Clang, clang! The birds around you shriek and fly away. Do as I do, you shout to the crew. You clang on your shield some more. Your men grab swords and clubs and beat on their shields. The sound is deafening, but it does the trick. The birds are driven off. To the oars, you shout. We want to be away from here in case they come back. Your crew jumps to obey. The Argo lurches forward, and soon you are safely away from danger. You and the Argonauts have survived the first part of your quest to find the Golden Fleece.